and welcome back to the Cloudutils Tech Roundup. We start 2013 with the launch of Cloudutils, our portfolio of cloud services and solutions. We understand that IT teams are under consistent pressure to deliver a consistently improving end-user experience despite the constant industry demands like things like BYOD and the cloud bring. So the first services and solutions available under the Cloudutils banner are Guest Access, Secure Radius and App Performance. So I'm joined this morning by our technical consultant, Malcolm Orakoya. He's going to talk us through the features and benefits of the Cloudutils Guest Access fully managed service.
Thanks, Vanessa. As Vanessa mentioned, we've got a fully managed guest access solution launched on the Cloudutils, and I just wanted to highlight some of the benefits here of that service to enterprises today. Most enterprises today have to provide wireless guest access to their users, to mobile workforce and guest users coming onto their network, and they have to take into account access points, range, coverage, authentication, audits, and keeping track, and people not doing things they're not supposed to be doing on their network. So with the Cloudutils Guest Access, the first thing is it's a fully managed service. Which firstly means that your capex is reduced because a lot of the hardware support, maintenance that you would normally incur on an in-house solution is not there essentially. It's more of an OPEX model where you pay per user monthly or yearly basis, so you know exactly how much that service is going to cost you. You have predictable costs and you don't have high capex and maintenance costs initially. The second very important thing is it's an easy self-provisioning system. So a lot of guest solutions nowadays either have a lobby type ambassador where someone at the reception desk or an IT admin or someone has to set up a user account or give the guest user access, or even if it's a mobile employee. With this service, it's completely self-provisioning, so the guest user can walk into your network, locate your guest SSID, and provision themselves access by putting in a few details like their name, their email address, their mobile telephone number and stuff, and get access to the network. What that means, of course, as well, is that you have the details of that person that's accessed the network at that particular time, including, like I said, the mobile number and the email address. The other thing to mention here is it's a very customizable portal. The web portal can be customized to include your logos, your company colors, or any other information that you want to display on the site, maybe a link to your home page or whatever, or a brief information or advert or whatever. And that can be done quite easily as well.
Okay.
And the third thing there to mention is the audit trail. Like I mentioned before, users come into your network and you want to be able to track when they came on, what they did, how long they stayed for, what they accessed, and so on and so forth. And it can be very difficult with existing solutions, or very expensive to try and do that with existing solutions. With the Cloudutils Guest Access solution, we keep an audit trail of access, your wireless access on your network for up to a year. The details include source and destination IP addresses, username, time of access, and so on and so forth. And you can easily access that information via a reporting portal as well. So the entire solution, these are the main benefits, and it just reduces the admin overhead that enterprises have to face today in providing that always-on wired-like wireless access for the guests and staff alike.
Okay, that's great. So can you, now you've spoken through the benefits, can you just show us how it works, map out how the solution actually fits together?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the basic concept of it is obviously still the same. You have access points and controllers, but the stuff that you host, or the kit that you host in site, is minimal. So if we take a site down here, say it's your HQ, you'll have access points. And the thing to bear in mind there, just very quickly, is if you have an existing wireless solution with access points that are compatible with the firewall controller that's provided by the Cloudutils Guest Access solution, then you can actually use those access points, or you can get the recommended access points that we recommend essentially. The access point within your premises, as many as you require to cover your area, communicates with the firewall controller there, and the firewall controller essentially talks to the Cloudutils cloud service, the fully managed cloud service.
Okay.
Now, within that infrastructure, obviously outside of your network, where you don't have to worry about costs or anything like that, it's all managed by us. We have a web server which provides you access to the user logon page, the admin logon page, the reporting page, so you can provision users manually from there if you want. You can provision admin role-based access and obviously look at reports of usage and stuff like that. We also have an authentication server in there. Exactly what it says on the tin, it authenticates your guest access solution to our cloud system. Make sure that you're allowed access to the system. We have a guest access controller. Which essentially is what instructs your firewall controller on your premise to allow or disallow access to the Cloudutils network. It kind of controls role-based access to the network. And finally, we have an audit server. And the audit server essentially keeps track of access on your network. Like I said, it keeps information for up to a year. It keeps information on source and destination IP addresses, users that access the network. We have the information about their mobile numbers and their email address, and obviously the time that they access the network.
Okay, so that helps support your legal obligations then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's talk in the pipeline now about the Digital Communications Act, which, if and when it comes into place, will require enterprises that are given guest access to their visitors or even their staff to be able to provide that audit trail legally. So this will basically cover you without the massive expenditure of hosting it in-house, and like I mentioned before, the predictable OPEX costs as well.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much for talking us through that.
No worries.
If you'd like to find out more about any of the Cloudutils service offerings, including guest access, and we're going to be launching the solutions at Cloud Expo Europe on the 29th and 30th of January at the National Hall Olympia in London, so please join us for that. Thank you.